Well, this morning I'm going to set up a cell builder. It would be a little early to be doing it here. We don't have a lot of drones flying yet, but I'll be hauling the cells to California where I'm making queens, and there's drones down there. So anyone that followed some of my problems last year realizes that queens can create issues in cell builders. They're trying to make queens, but we don't want any other queens around. So this year I'm going to go a little overboard. I'm putting a queen excluder on the bottom of my cell builder because last year I had queens come into my cell builder and tear down cells. So there will be a queen excluder on the bottom so that no queens can get in, and if any of them did hatch, they couldn't get out, but they wouldn't be trying to get out anyway. So got an old box here that's actually extra deep. I don't know why, it just is. It's an ancient box I got, probably pretty near as old as I am. But the extra depth in it doesn't hurt a thing. I'll show you that the frames and here, and there's still room to the bottom and quite a bit. It's all right. In a cell builder, I need room for all the bees I can get. I want as many bees in there as possible, so it doesn't hurt to have some extra room for them to hang out in. So I'm gonna put a feeder in. Yeah, it's broken. All of my good feeders are in hives somewhere. Probably could go dig one out of some of the dead outs I brought home, but I haven't got there yet. So I'll have some frames in here. I will be taking frames that have food and pollen in them. I will also be adding syrup and pollen patties. I want them as overfed as they can possibly be. I want them engorged in food. So I've also found and resurrected my shaker box. So as I shake bees from colonies into my starter, I want to make sure there's not a queen in there, and I've had that problem before too. So I've got a shaker box with a queen excluder, and I will shake bees into it, and then I will smoke them down through it. I will probably also put a frame of open brood in the cell starter to lure the bees through the queen excluder and down to it, because I want mostly nurse bees, and then I will shake them off of that and take it out so they don't make queen cells on that. So I'm just trying to get all the equipment set up here now, and then I will get up there and get started on it, and I'll get you videos of that. All right, I've about got it set up. I put my mouse guard on the front, mostly just to reduce the entrance size, because I don't need these girls going out and doing a lot. I'm going to provide what they need in their box. Some people just close them off completely, which would be doable here, even with, especially with the extra room underneath. In the box, you've got room to put some water soaked sponges so that they've got water and things. So I'm going to go through boxes and steal bees. I'm also going to try to find more pollen frames to put in this one, but I need to have replacement frames. So I've got some that need cleaned up here. They're not in bad shape, but they've got a little mold on them. So those will go in hives that I'm stealing from as I take a pollen frame or two, and those bees can get them cleaned up and get ready to do whatever they want with them. I'm also putting in some foundation, because these nurse bees will have nothing to do but feed just a couple of larvae, and they will also want to be drawing wax and putting wax on stuff. So I've got a frame that needs repair and finished, and I've got a couple foundation frames. I don't think I'll put both foundations in there, but I will use one as a replacement into the hives I'm stealing from, so they can draw some new comb. And I typically put a starter strip on them just at the very top and let them draw out what they want to conserve wax, mostly is why I do it. But here I've put in full sheets of foundation because I want them drawing the right size, for one. And one of the other reasons I use the starter strip is they'll draw it faster. And when I was doing that last year, I did not have much drawn comb. I needed drawn comb, and it didn't matter if they drew it as drone or what, I needed drawn comb. So this year I have more, and I've purchased more, and I don't quite need to do that, so I'll be putting in more full sheets of foundation. All right, let's get her loaded up and out there. All right, I just found the queen and marked her, have her safe in my cage. I like to mark my queens because I want to find them as quick as I can. I do a lot of shaking and splitting and breaking things up, and the faster I can find the queen and keep her safe, the better it is for me. So now I've got a pretty strong box here with no queen to worry about, and I want to shake nurse bees. So they're going to come off of the brood frames. Now, as I stated earlier, I want to find, and I found it here, I've got open milk brood on this frame. I'm going to put it in my cell starter, but it won't stay there. It's only there to help draw the nurse bees I shake in the upper box down onto the brood, because that's what they do. So as I'm trying to force them down through the box and get them to go through the queen excluder and into the box, not back up, they've got a reason once they get there to stay. So this has got duct tape wrapped around it also, because bees don't like to climb up on the duct tape. They will, but they don't like it. So I'll start shaking bees in there and trying to get them smoked down. And they all have to go down through that queen excluder, even though I've already found the queen, because some hives have more than one queen. So I want to be certain that I don't get another queen in there. And all of these other bees that are flying out of the box can go ahead and fly out of the box. I don't need them to be in there. Because I want it mostly full of nurse bees. All right, I get this upper box back together. Smoke on these girls some. Smoke is not running as strong as I wanted it to. I like a really heavy cloud of smoke in there and get the lid on, and it'll usually help drive them down, but the smoker has been struggling this morning. Mostly because the bees are pretty darn friendly, and I haven't had to use it much. That's a good way to get it started, to hold it out and blow on it, but you got to be careful you don't get it too close to your screen and melt a hole in it. are getting some smoke. All right, I'm gonna go in the lower box. And see what we got down there, if we've got more brood down there. And I'll shut you guys off while I'm... All right, another really important thing that you have to remember when you get into these and you start busting things around and messing with stuff is to make sure the queen gets back in. And there she goes. But he can get busy and get the box all put back together and turn around, and there's your queen catching cup, and there's the queen still in it. So I've got the one frame with the brood in there out of this box, so I am going to leave this box with that frame missing, and I'll put it back when I'm done, so I go through some other ones looking for more nurse bees. All right, I have shook a lot of frames into this box. You can see it bubbling over with bees. That's how you want your cell starter. And it's bubbling over because they're walking around because they can't fly. And that's what you want in your cell starter. You want nurse bees. So I'm taking back out that frame of brood that I had borrowed from this hive, and I'll get it back in there because I don't want any brood in my cell starter. Alright, now I gotta get these guys in there. Now if I can get a lid on it. And I had a few that wouldn't come out of my box over here with the screen on it. I'm going to leave it on the ground next to it. There are some of the bees in there, just couldn't figure out where to go, but a bunch of them are drones. They won't fit through the queen excluder either. I took a good scan in it for a queen. I couldn't find one. I didn't see anybody bunching up around one, so the chances that there's a queen in there are pretty slim. I found a queen in every hive that I shook bees from, but these bees still need a place to go. So I will lean them up right here in the front of the hive, and they should find their way in eventually. Even though there's no queen in there, it's still where all the bees are at. So they'll work their way in there. They can't fly back anywhere. They gotta walk. And if there is by chance a queen, she can't get through the queen excluder that I put underneath. So that should take care of that problem. And the drones shouldn't be able to get in there. Drones don't hurt anything in the cell starter. They're just one more mouth to feed, and I want them feeding queens. So I'm going to knock this one off for a bit, go ahead and get some lunch. We'll let it stay queenless for a while and settle down in here, and then we'll see if we can get a graft in them.